Let me show you a short form video that Claude Code just clipped from my long form YouTube content. Anything for this, I did not. All I did was speak into Claude Code, and he did all of this for me. Insane! Like this is insane. I did not touch anything for this. I did not touch a single thing, anything. It fixed everything. It redesigned the workflow. It published the workflow for me. And all I needed to just do was just come and test. So if you just watch that, like I said, Claude Code did that all by itself. I didn't do any editing, didn't do any clipping. All I just did was to just give it a YouTube URL, and it gave me a clipped version within minutes. Now this changes the game for content repurposing. If you own a YouTube channel, you understand that long form YouTube videos actually gold mines for repurposing. They are viral reactions, shock moments that you can actually repurpose on other platforms like your X, TikTok, and LinkedIn without having to do another form of content. So this actually solves a lot of pain points. And in today's video, you're about to learn exactly how, even if you didn't understand anything about Claude before. Yes, I'm going to walk you through the step by step in a way that is easily understandable to you. So I hope you are ready, because I'm definitely excited to share this. So the very first thing, you actually need to be subscribed to at least the pro plan for this to work. Yeah, currently you can't have access to Claude Code or Claude Co-work on Claude's free subscription tier. So you at least need a pro plan for this to actually work. And then to gain access to Claude Code, you can see I'm on the Claude desktop app. So this is not the web app. So you can gain access to Claude Code using the desktop app. Just on your browser, just download, go to the Claude official platform and download that desktop app. And yeah, this is what I'm currently on. So on the desktop app, you can see we have three interfaces here. We have the chat interface, we have the Claude Co-work, and then we have Claude Code. So this is how you can, you can interact with Claude Code using this particular way. But I do not prefer to use this method, right? I prefer to interact with it using a Visual Studio Code, which is actually an IDE. So that's integrated development environment. So what do I mean? Let me just show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is Visual Studio Code, which again you can get for absolutely free. So just download it from your browser, and this is how I actually like to interact with Claude Code. So once you've downloaded it and you want to actually follow along in this video tutorial, just use this method so you can follow exactly how I'm doing my things. So yeah, once you have this downloaded, of course you have an interface like this. And now the very first thing you need to do is to actually download the Claude Code extension, because by itself it doesn't come with Claude Code. So you have to come to this area here where you see extensions, and then you search for Claude Code, which is this one, and make sure it's the one by Anthropic, right? So you download the extension and then you actually install it. Sorry, you install the extension rather, so because mine has been installed. I don't know why it's asking me to restart extensions. Require restart to take effect. So let me just probably just do that. Okay, so yeah, so once you've installed that, you'll be prompted to sign in with your Cloud account. So again, like I said, for this video you actually need the pro plan. So you'll just follow the prompt, sign in with your pro account or your max account, whatever the case may be, and then you're good to go basically. Now once that is out of the way, you should have something like this. So you can see this, right? This is the Claude sign, means that Claude has actually been installed into this environment. Now the first thing I want to do is actually just delete this. I don't need this again. And now you actually need to open a folder, right? Because I don't want to probably, maybe I'll explain that in a separate video, right? I'll probably explain that in a separate video, so just follow along in this. But the reason we open a folder the reason why I have to open a folder is just so that we can allow Claude operate within that folder, so that it has access to all the files that contain within that folder basically, right? So that's the first thing we want to do. We want to give access, want to give Claude access to a particular folder where all of our documents, all of our information will actually be contained in, right? So now to do that, you need to open a folder. So how do you open a folder? You can see how does this place where you put all you have file, you click on it, and so you can click on open a folder. I'm doing this from scratch because I want you guys to actually follow along. And then of course click on new folder, so you create a new folder, and doesn't matter what name, So let's give this a YouTube clip demo. Right, so then I'm going to select that folder. Okay. All right, so you can see now I've created that folder now, and now I can interact with Claude in this particular folder. Now, how do I interact with Claude? I just either click on this, sign here, or I click on this one here. It's still the same thing, right? So if I click on this, and let me just delete this. So now you can see, right? This is Claude Code, and let me delete. So this is the AI agent that comes with VS Code. I don't need that one, so I delete that. So now you can see, right? We have Claude Code here, which I can interact with. So if I say a simple hi, right? So you can say, hi, how can I help you today? Right? And usually you actually need to set up some things in the files here. But again, probably that'll be a separate video. Today I'm not going to show you how you can, clip YouTube videos. Alright. So basically Claude is interacting with us now. But then basic I mean, I think people forget that this is actually super intelligent, right? So if you have an idea that probably you think is outlandish, that is preposterous, just put it out there to Claude, and you never can tell, you might be able to actually do it, right? So I mean, the possibilities are truly endless. So you have an idea, again, this is a super intelligence, right? Just put that idea into Claude and see, can you do something like this, brainstorm with it, and then you might never never can tell, honestly, you might be able to actually do that particular thing. Now, all right. So now we have access to Claude Code. So I just basically give it a simple test chat to see, and now it has responded. Now I'm going to actually dump my idea. Right. Okay. I want to to clip a YouTube video from this and this and this. I'll dump it to Claude. And the first I need to do is to actually switch. So if you come here, you will see there are different modes. So currently is in edit automatically. So I'll click on this and I'll go to the plan mode. And if you can't see these bypass permissions in your own platform, right? Probably you are just starting from scratch. To get access to bypass permissions, it's you come under here, settings. So you click on your settings and you search for Claude Code. Claude Code. So you can so this is Claude Code, then you're allowed dangerously skip permissions. So this, I mean, if you do not, sometimes really sometimes it can keep asking you for permissions every 5 seconds, right? So if you don't if you just want to allow Claude to work on its own, so you want to click on this allow to bypass permissions mode. You should have that in your own interface also. So you should have this. So sometimes once you've actually gone through a plan and you're sure that the plan is okay, you can just bypass permission, so that just give Claude access to just keep doing his thing. So but now first thing to actually switch to plan mode, right? Plan mode allows you go back and forth with Claude to actually fine tune your idea, right? I mean, that's what I actually do most times. I just dump in a rough idea and I switch to plan mode if I send that idea off, and then we actually go back and forth. He asks me clarifying questions, probably gives me a better vantage point, or a different point of view, a different angle I can actually look at that idea from. So that's the very first thing, to switch to plan mode. And now, so I'm just going to dictate what I want to Claude. Hi Claude, so I want to create a workflow that allows me be able to clip YouTube videos, so long form YouTube videos to short form videos. The idea is to actually be able to repurpose my content. So I run, or I have a YouTube channel where I post things about AI and workflow automation. But I mean, the challenge is sometimes, I mean, having to repurpose this content would mean I have to manually edit, or do things on the video to have probably a short version of the video to post on different platforms, which is a major hassle for me. So yeah, just let's go over the plan and ask me clarifying questions if you need to, or any other thing you would need for you to actually help me do this. All right. And then, so I showed that off, and then don't forget that we're actually in the plan mode. Now, like I said, like I mentioned, I mean, this is not how you'd actually want to set up your Claude Code, right? But I might do a separate video on that. You should actually set up things like a Claude.md file, which is like a system prompts. But I'll just quickly show you guys how to actually do something like this. So you can see basically it's exploring the work directory. So it's actually just checking what I have in my folder here. But the folder is actually empty. right? There's currently nothing in my folder. So you can see cannot access this, no such file or directory. So it's actually verifying if this thing actually exists because it's currently empty. So you can see clean slate. Let me ask you some key questions to design this well. And again, this is actually the genius behind the plan mode. Right. So before any major tasks, just go into planning first. If the plan is good, the code is good. So now you can see it's asking me questions. So how should clips be identified from the long form video? So yes, of course, I want AI to actually analyze the transcripts. Yes, that's what I want. So where does the source video come from? Yes, I also want a YouTube URL. This is what I was saying. You actually pasting a URL and then it just automatically downloads it and clips it for you. So yeah, I want a YouTube URL. So which output format do you need for the clips? Now, I think we'll test both, right? Because I mean, the idea generally, YouTube actually long form comes in 16:9, but if you want to repurpose it for Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, you will need a 9:16. All right, so probably let me just do a 9:16 first. Now, the first issue I had, right, when I asked it to do a 9:16, it's actually cut off the part of the video. It didn't resize it, right? So probably let's see how it might handle this. So let's do a 9:16 first, and then if we need to make any other revisions, we'll do that. So you can see, you can also add auto captions for you, but I actually do not want that. So this is fine by me. Just you know, then tech stack. So what's your preferred tech stack? How do you want to run this? Again, it's asking us to do a Python script. Again, I do not know what a Python script is, but I mean, Claude is my intelligence here, so really, yeah. So I submit my answer. Okay. So it's asking a few more to nail down the design. So probably wants to ask me other clarifying questions. Okay, so which AI should analyze the transcript and pick the best clips? Hmm. All right, so let's use the Claude. I mean, since I already have their pro plan, I might as well just take advantage of that. So yeah. So what clip duration range should the AI target? So yeah, 50 to 60 seconds is ideal for YouTube Shorts and TikTok, punchy and snappy. Again, you can choose whatever works best for you. But let me leave mine as should we okay, let's just leave 15 to 60 seconds. But again, you can always decide, right? You can always decide whatever work floats your boat really. So if you want probably 60 to 90 seconds, just click on others and submit your answer there. But let's just use the recommended one for post of this video. Do you want auto captions born into the vertical clips? Okay, so let's see. It has recommended that soon. So let's see how the captions actually play out. And now you can see that it can actually automatically post the clips to TikTok. So you can, so I mean, in case you're asking, can it post it automatically? Also, it can actually do that. And it's telling you for it, if you want it to do that, you can see it just requires API setup for each. That's all it actually requires, right? So it can do that, but that's probably that's not for this video. I just want to show the possibility here, and then you can basically run wild with it. So yeah, save clips to folder. Let me just save the clips to my folders. All right. So if I submit the answer. Okay, so now you can see now I have everything I need. Let me design the implementation plan. Okay, so now it has brought up a plan, and let's just quickly go through the plan. So YouTube clip automator implementation plan. User on YouTube channel focused on so my editing long form video into short form clips for this and this and is a major time sync. This is so amazing. So I apply. So asking for this, all of this. So key implementation details. So it's going to also give it a prompt. So it's going to create analyzer tool, and this is the prompt for the tool. A tool that actually strip markdown fences, validate all fields, blah 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 blah. So this this one is what's actually going to reframe the actual video, right? So from 16:9 to 9:16, that's from vertical to sorry from horizontal to a vertical landscape, and also burn captions into them. So this is the caption style. The font is Arial 32 bold white.
big black outline. So bottom center, margin, this. Right. So I think I'm good with all of this. So edge cases to handle. No, if there's no YouTube captions, fall back to whisper transcription. If Claude returns, blah 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 blah. If Claude hallucinates timestamps, clamp to, so you can see it's actually preempting that okay there might be some edge cases, and it has actually giving itself okay if this happens this is what you should do, right? So you can see how thorough this thing actually is. So run against a non-public YouTube video. Da, 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 da. All right, so I think I'm good with all of this. So I just click yes and auto accept. But if you are not, you want to make, let's say you want to make a change to something, it's very easy, right? So you can just highlight it. So probably didn't like, or let's see, let's say you don't want it to be actually, let's say you want to retain this as 16:9. So you can just highlight it, right, and click on add a comment, right? You can say okay, see, leave it as the original land as the original format, right? Don't recrop it or don't reframe it. Or if you don't want captions, just okay, highlight the caption that hey, I do not want, add your comment, and then it actually reviews that for you. It actually reviews that for you. Okay, so I'm good with this plan. So all I have to just do is to just yes and auto accept. And so right now is in edit automatically. You'll see that it might start asking me for these approvals and approvals and approvals. But since I've actually reviewed the plan and I've gone through the whole plan, and yeah, I can just bypass permissions. I don't always ask me to do things, right? So if you've actually gone through the plan, I assure that okay, see whatever is in the plan, you're okay with it. You might not necessarily always ask it just grants permission to actually do that thing. But if you want to review the plan though, you might just leave it as this so they can be seen what it is doing, and they're going to ask you for permission to do some things. But again, sometimes you just want to chill, right? So just go through the plan very well, and if you are good that okay the plan is okay, there's nothing harmful here, just grant it that permission to do whatever it wants to do according to that plan. Really just execute that plan for you. All right, so you can see it actually created a to-do list for itself. So it wants to create the requirements, create this particular tool, create this one now, So you can see, and it's create as it is creating them, it's actually ticking it, right? So it has ticked that it has done this, now it has ticked that it has done this, and you can see now it's creating all of this, different things, which is actually what it's doing now. Okay. And basically, what I'm doing is just watching, right? I can be pressing my phone, I can probably be taking a sip of water, catching up with someone while I'm just aligning its work. I mean, these permissions for it to do something, it asks me because I've never changed it to bypass permissions. But I'll just show you guys what that might look like. That's why I've not changed it. But I mean, if I was just doing it by myself, I'll switch to bypass permissions right now already. Okay, so now you can see that like, it has actually done everything on its to-do list, and now it has giving me a feedback. So all files are written. Let me verify the final structure looks right. So everything is in place. Now it's asking me to install some things, right? So I need to do all these things. So pip install this. You also need this and this and this on your part. On Windows, the easiest way is this, right? So whatever you want to do, maybe you're on Mac, it's also tell you everything you need to do. So again, this thing is very very easy to use. So don't be caught up in the whole hype, in the whole you know fancy thing you're seeing online. It's just about you being patient and you actually reading. And if you don't understand, you can actually ask it also. So they're asking me to install this dependency. Now I can just ask it to also install the dependencies for me. Okay, so now it's asking me for permissions now, right? Because I did not allow it to bypass permissions, right? So yeah, I'm going to allow that. And then so just do it, basically just follow the steps, right? Just follow the steps. This is the first thing it is trying to install now. And it's asking me I also need something like this on my path. I don't understand what on my path means, right? But again, there's no problem. There's no problem. If you don't understand something, just literally ask it, or just how do I do it, and it's literally give you the step by step. Like I can say, okay, see, I'm totally new to tech, I'm totally new to all of this. Explain some beginner friendly terms for me, and to do that for you. Alright, so it's currently doing that, and I'll get back to you once that is done. Okay, so that certainly took a while to complete, and of course, I would have edited that part away. So don't be scared that I mean, if you see my happening very fast, it did not. Also, I had to just edit that part out. So now you can see, I basically asked it to install the dependencies for me, like you had seen, and yeah, so basically it did that, and all dependencies installed successfully. So Anthropic da da da, OpenAI da da da, this da da da. Now one remaining system requirement, make sure this and this. Now for you, because I mean, since I showed you, I mean the demo I showed you was what I've actually done before, so I already did this myself. Or sorry, I had done this earlier when I was building, so this is already available now. But for you, just follow what it is going to tell you to do, right? So you can ask it, okay, say how do so you can say one remaining system requirement, make sure this is on your path. So but it's actually checked if it has been installed for me, but like I said, I've installed mine already, so it's going to use that. But for you, just ask it, how do I do this? And then you need to download something to take you to give you a link. You click on it, and then it take you to a site where you actually download it. Now once you, it also tell you what to actually download. You can just follow it, very very easy. Just follow it, and whenever you are lost, just basically ask it, oh, I'm lost here, what do I do next? And it's going to tell you how to do that. And then once you've downloaded it, you can just come back, I've downloaded it now, you know do it for me or something like that. It's going to do that for you. So once you have this set up already, so now I say one more thing. Next up, the next step is creating with your Anthropic API key. Copy and then open and set your Anthropic API. So I'm going to go and grab my API key now, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I actually just used Open Router. I have an Open Router API key, which it just gives you access to different models. So what do I mean? If I go to my browser and then I search for Open Router, so you can see, so you have one API that gives you access to a lot of models. So this is what I'm going to use. So yeah, just you can just sign up, and sign up. You pay a minimum of $5. With a minimum of $5, you can have access to different LLM models. So OpenAI, all the Sonar models, DeepSeek, Gemini, you can have access to the whole lot. So you can say I've signed up right now. So just to sign up, you go under your API section, right? So if I just click on get API key, okay, so you can see I have different API keys. So this is under the API key section, like I'm showing you, and you can click on create. These are different ones I've created and how much they've cost me so far. So yeah, click on create a new one, and then you're good to go. And then you can paste that API key into the chat interface. But then you have to tell it to not actually save your API key in your chat, right? So you know what I'm saying. So I gave it my API key, but now you can see that heads up, right? Once since you share that key in this chat, consider regenerating it on open routes after we are done testing. Chat messages can be logged, and it's good practice to rotate any key shared in plain text. So I mean, once you give it access to API in the chat interface, it logs it, and who knows, your API can be exposed to someone else. So what you can do is, you see this .env file here, you can ask it to just create it for you, and then you save all your API keys there. Alright, now by the time you are seeing this, I would have disabled this API key, so no one can use my API key. So I just thought it's important to mention that. And yeah, so now you can see as you actually delete, and so you can see that you can't actually delete. So it's not as if you tell to delete something, it cannot delete. So you can see I can't edit or delete message from our conversation history. That's something I have access to. Da, 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 da. But basically we are good to go, right? We are good to go. So you can see, so I set up everything, and so you can see you are ready to run. Give me a YouTube URL from your channel, and I'll fire it off for you, which I'm going to go and do now. So I just grabbed a YouTube URL from my channel, and let me just paste that. Moment of truth, guys. Moment of truth. Okay, now it's asking me for permissions again. Since I don't want it to be asking me every single now and then, I'm not going to choose to bypass permissions, and then I'm free. Alright. So sometimes it might need to, if you need to do something like something really really serious, can say asking for permissions anyway. But by and large, I'm good to go. So my hands are free now. I can basically just be chilling and let it do its thing. Okay, so we have the results ready, and this actually took a different path from how I first did it again, which is nice. So again, this is all new and fresh, right? This is not a retake of something. You can say I created a new project in front of you. So yeah, let's go through it together. So I mean, in this method, it sends the video to, I don't know, it said to Claude or something. So you can say running in the background, it will download, transcribe, send to Claude, then render the clips. I'll let you know when it's done. So I asked how long it's going to take, da 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 da. And so yeah, after some while, you need to go and fetch the video back by itself. I did not do that. So you fetch the video back and da 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 da, and yeah, extracted this and this. And now, so he told me it's worked. 3 clips saved to your output folder. And yeah, so currently this is what we have. This is what we have. Now the way I'm seeing this, it has not merged them together into one single video. So I think what it just did was to actually just clip 3 different segments, right? I've not even looked at the video again. I want this to be very fresh. We should go through it together and see every single thing. So I'm going to go into my folder now and check. Okay, so you can see I went to my, of course, the folder that is contained. Remember, we created the YouTube clip demo. That was the folder we actually created. So I just went to that folder, and it told me it was under the output folder. So this is the output folder, and I click on that, and so we have all of these moments, right? Again, which was I'm thinking, it just clipped some.
Okay, do it right now to make sure do this yourself. Your time is limited. Right now, I can be doing, I can be having crop this for me, and I'm doing something.
All right, so we can see now that the issue, which is what I was saying, that for reframing to 916, right, you can see that it just clipped the video segment, it didn't reframe it. So which would not work for us, right? This would not work. This would not work because it's just clipping out different the aspects of the video instead of just reframing it so that I can't post something like this because the original video was much broader than this, right? So this would not work. So that's one thing, right? So that's the first thing to, and again, this is the reality. This is the reality. This is what you mean. You do something, it gives you an output, and then you reiterate. That's how AI works. So again, let's just do from the scratch that you guys will see how it works in real time. So so now we have two adjustments to make. Number one is that the size, right? The reframing, the cropping is not done properly. So we can now choose to first do it in 16:9, or we tell you that okay, see, this is what's currently happening, and it's just cropping a part of the video instead of reframing it. And secondly, you should actually merge the videos together, not just 3 separate clips.
This was any first challenge, and they wanted, give me
Alright.
better.
So let's go back to Claude now. Okay, so I've seen the output, but there are two major issues. Number one is how you recropped them, right? So you didn't actually change from a 16:9 to 9:16. What just happened was you clipped aspects of the video away, like the video format, right? I cannot see the whole screen by the time you change it to a 9:16 aspect ratio. So I need to actually reframe it so that the video content does not actually change. You don't leave out, you don't crop out some parts of the video, right? So tell me, can that actually work or it cannot? So I would know. And two, I don't want 3 separate clips. I want you to merge, the highlights of in a, so what is, I mean, this is the current workflow. I give you a full clip URL, and then you find the interesting segments in the video, and you make it into just one single video. So I just have one final output instead of 3 separate clips. I have just one final output that contains highlights of that video. So this was not clear. Just let me know so that I can or ask clarifying questions. So I'll show that off, and if I think for this I'd like to switch to plan mode. So let me go back to plan mode. So again, I said I love plan mode for brainstorming. Okay, so it's back with some clarifying questions. So this is the first issue of the reframing. Okay, so it's giving me a recommended one, and let's see. I'll go the recorded one. So between each. Okay, alright. So is it how should the merge actually occur? Like, how should the merge of those videos occur? I'm going with the recommended and the recommended options here. So I submit that, and then we see. Okay, so this is where we are currently at, and that took a whole lot of time, like a whole lot. So it was apparently due to this whisper which it had in its workflow. I think kind of taking about 15 minutes. So I just asked it to remove it. So I kept tired of waiting. So if you have whisper on your end, probably and you're tired of waiting, you can also just tell it to remove that and find a workaround. But now that it has removed it, I mean, I didn't even know what the whisper was doing. I think it's probably to transcribe something. So now that it has removed it, I mean, I don't know how the video is going to look like, because I mean, it has told me that the video is ready now, and it's 9:16. Hopefully, it's better this time, but I've not checked. Right, so let's go and check that together. Okay, so we are back, and this is the highlights video that I mentioned. So now this is about a 2 minute video. So I think it has done the part of merging them together, and this looks like it's a 9:16. But again, let's confirm. Moment of truth, guys. Claude Code created it, and you can almost see it published this for us.
I
Yeah.
did all of this. He created the workflow and he published it. So let's open the workflow and see what it looks like. Right, so he created this. This is the way we receive the email. This does something, open that request, this drafts the reply, this passes the response, and this returns the response. So I guess it's left for.
So yeah, this has successfully worked. We've successfully converted a 16:9 to a 9:16 video, which I can then post this to my IG, my TikTok. I mean, yeah. Yes, right. To see if it's actually working.
So I want to use also well right now I want to use anything for this. I did not. All I did was pick it to Claude Code and he did all of this for me. Insane. Like this is
And I mean, so you can see now, right? And the great part about this is that I mean, I can prompt it to have the self healing nature, where as it's learning how to do it now, it saves it. So that next time when I ask it, it just does this using this right method. It doesn't have to start guessing again, right? But that would need me to set up my Claude.md file, having the proper direction and things like that. But then again, that was not the purpose of this video. The video is just to show you that this is possible. You can do this, and I can even adapt it, right? I can say, okay, I mean, for since this is my YouTube videos are mostly educational videos, but let's say it was a kind of a lifestyle content, right? I can say, okay, see, the videos you should clip are for this type of audience, so I can describe the kind of things I want you to clip, right? So it's totally customizable. I can say, okay, something that has probably transformational story, a grass to grace story is something my audience really really rock with. So the videos I should clip, try and clip, the moments in that video that captures that kind of a theme or that kind of a vibe. I mean, we've literally seen it first make, and I wanted this video to be as raw as possible. That's why I didn't edit that part out that had the first, let's say the first iteration, and I can see. Then I gave it, a second prompt. Okay, see, this is what I wanted. This is what this was the issue of the first video, and now you can see this is properly a 9:16 video.
I did not touch anything for this.
And now we have everything merged in a single clip, right? So if you want this in a 16:9, that's a landscape view. That's totally up to you also. So yeah, I hope you actually you know able to get to this point with me, right? And if you did, thumbs up, and yeah, I'm clapping for you. Yeah, but it's honestly not that hard, right? This you have a super intelligence at your hands. It's all about just asking, knowing the kind of right questions to ask. And if you don't have the right questions, just switch to plan mode and just dump your idea. This is what I'm thinking. Let's patch it up, let's refine it. Tell me if it's possible. Literally, the world is your oyster. Like, the world is your stage. Shine, please. You're on my page. You're a subscriber. You have to shine. All right, we have to shine, and AI is making it possible, right, day by day. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. Right, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and like, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss this. I'll probably do a more series on Claude Code to get you, it, literally to still a power user, you know how to use it very very well. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. There are much more videos coming up. So yeah, see you on the next one, guys. Bye.